this was obviously a very different quarter than any one we've ever covered for the Merkle Digital Marketing Report. We have been doing this report for over 8 years now. This is the 34th edition. And if you're not familiar with the report, we are looking at primarily same-site results from established US-based programs that we work with here at Merkle, where we do manage over $1.5 billion in media annually. And part of our methodology with all of this is to look at the numbers in a way that is representative of what a typical advertiser is seeing out there if they have a well-managed program. So we do remove some outlier results that would otherwise skew the representativeness of the data. Jumping to Google paid search out of the gate. As we're doing this webinar, we have already heard from Google and Facebook on their official earnings. But hopefully we can still provide some additional color as to what we saw and what it says about those official results. So on our end, when we're looking at Google search specifically, we saw an 11% jump in ad spend year over year. That was down from 16% growth in Q4, so a pretty significant decline there. I believe Google officially reported 9% year over year growth in ad spend. So pretty similar results there. And obviously, results were very different at the beginning of the quarter than they were at the end, and we'll get into that in more detail as we go. But looking at click growth, about 9% year over year, and CPC's up just 2%. Some deceleration on both of those key metrics. As we watch results through Q1, you see a lot of graphs that look like this. This is comparing, travel spend levels to retail spend levels throughout the quarter for Google search, and you can see there in kind of mid-March, you start to see that rapid drop-off in search spend for travel advertisers as some of these COVID-19 related closures and restrictions really started rolling out. On the retail side, though, results held up better. Typically throughout the quarter, we'd expect to see some acceleration in spending for retail just seasonally. So to see those results hold up, that was kind of in line with seasonal trends there. But when you look at different product categories, some fared better than others, and we'll speak a bit more to that in a second. But yeah, as we got into kind of mid-April, retail was up 29% from where it was in January, but travel was down about 80% from January levels, so a massive drop-off there. And following up on what we saw in the retail space, where results were relatively strong in Q1 and into Q2, when we look at conversion rates and sales per click, which is what's on this graph, we did see a jump in that improvement in the value of traffic. Even if volume was a little shaky depending on the product category, you did see the traffic converting better. Normally we'd expect conversion rates to actually be pretty steady throughout this period from January into April, and it would be the volume piece that's ramping up seasonally. But here we've seen an improvement in the conversion rate and sales per click generated by these ads, and I think that speaks to how a lot of commerce is just now kind of by necessity moving online, and a lot of the brands that we're working with have a brick and mortar presence where they can't send customers to, or customers are unwilling to go to. So those same customers still want to buy from those brands, but now that activity is taking place online. So backing up a bit, kind of looking at by industry for the full quarter, we did have retail spending up 13% for Google, a little bit stronger than the overall number, but travel way down, and some of the other verticals for us, insurance was quite a bit down, financial services and B2B kind of more in the middle there, but generally weaker growth across industries compared to Q4.